All right. Good Monday morning from the National Weather Service in Raleigh, North Carolina. My name's James Morrow with your weekly weather impact briefing for Central North Carolina. We've already had a very busy weather morning here in Central North Carolina, but luckily, as I look out the window, I'm starting to see some brighter spotches coming out from the western sky, and that is good news for us, which has seen quite a bit of thunderstorm activity here in the last several hours, including a couple of pre-dawn tornadoes touching down, or at least one, maybe a second that we're going to be sending survey teams out to look at later on today. So just to go over what we currently see out the window. We have some clearing skies to the west. So we have the main squall line that continues to push east further out to sea. But in its wake, we do have some clearing skies here out in the western Piedmont of the state. Still have maybe some building cumulus clouds out along the mountain areas here. But these are going to be getting into an increased subsidized or an area of subsidence, which is going to really try to squash those as they spill to the east as we go on throughout the day. We have some remnants of a cold front that's going to be back and moving to the southeast. Anytime you see that, you're going to be able to really get some good downsloping flow and limit the overall impact that some of these showers are going to have across the area. So the severe weather is gone for today, and we're left in its wake quite a bit of wind damage and even a report of a tornado here in Central North Carolina. You're seeing some of the storm reports from the last several days, including the overnight reports, which really start from central to northeastern Alabama and have a lot of these reports that you see in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and even getting into Virginia. Most of these happen during the overnight hours, including some confirmed tornado touchdowns, not only in, excuse me, in the upstate Georgia area, but also in some South Carolina locations, and one that we've confirmed by radar in Alamance County, North Carolina. So we had a pre-dawn tornado here in Alamance County and quite a bit of wind damage. And we're still coming across quite a lot of wind damage reports from these storms, and we're still looking for a lot more in the way of wind damage reports. So if you have any wind damage reports, please let us know here at the National Weather Service. Easiest way is through email, email, social media accounts, or just giving us a phone call and letting us know what type of damage you're seeing in your county. And that will really help us out when trying to figure out how this went and how we can do better next time as we go throughout. Here's a closer look. You can see that report of a tornado there. We were able to confirm this not only from the emergency manager providing us damage reports, but also a tornado debris signature showing up on radar, and we were able to confirm it in real time. And this storm continued to track into southern Orange County and dissipated, we think, right before getting to the city of Hillsborough. We currently have a damage team headed out to check out the damage there. And we also have another damage team that's heading all the way down to Anson County and checking out some of the damage that occurred in parts of Anson County there. We also had some significant wind reports out of quite a bit of the area, and we're still looking for more. So if you come across some damage reports that you don't see reported on this map, please let us know. We would love to get as much of those reports in as possible. And just a reminder, even though the storms are gone, the wind hasn't subsided. So wind gusts in the 35 to 45 mile an hour range will continue through this mid-afternoon. We should see a diminishing trend, especially as the cold front begins to sweep to the south and east. But gusts 35 to 45 miles an hour will remain possible here for the next few hours, with a diminishing trend expected here through the mid to late afternoon hours. So here's a look at the upcoming pattern as we progress through next week. Here's our area of low pressure that's helped drive the initial front, or at least squall line, through the area. And we're going to have a reinforcing shot of cooler and drier air that moves through later on today. And it's going to come out of the northwest and really knock down a lot of the precipitation chances. Can't rule out maybe some sprinkles across the area or some light showers as it pushes to the south and east. But for the most part, most areas should remain dry as this occurs and just see a wind shift from more southerly to more northwesterly flow in its wake. We should have a couple of maybe showers along the Virginia-North Carolina border tomorrow lingering in place, but most will stay dry tomorrow. But by midweek, we're going to have another frontal boundary that pushes south and east, begins to interact with an area low pressure off the coast, and that's going to drive another low-end chance of rain as we progress into Wednesday. By late week, we have high pressure that's going to set overhead, and that's going to keep us dry on Thursday and Friday. And it's actually going to be pretty cool Wednesday, directly behind this front. And as we begin to get some cooler and drier air, Wednesday with a warm-up expected Thursday and Friday, thanks to plenty of sunshine. And the upcoming weekend, we still are seeing a chance of some developing storm systems that could impact portions of the south here. But we have an area high pressure that's going to be overhead and trying to fight that. So still thinking we could have some low-end precipitation chances anywhere from Saturday afternoon through Sunday. But there's still a lot that can play out between now and then as we push forward. Taking a look at the severe thunderstorm potential, this may look pretty colorful, but keep in mind this was issued earlier today, and a lot of this, the squall line being blown east, has reduced this risk. So now we may have just a general thunder, but most likely we may just we shouldn't see any thunder chances across central North Carolina for most of the rest of the day. If you're traveling into Virginia, you may have a couple of residual storms near the DC area, but for the most part, our area is done with the strong to severe thunderstorms for the remainder of the day. Can't rule out maybe a rumble of thunder, primarily south and east of the triangle here over the next 2 days, and that should just be non-severe general thunder type risk. Still some lingering showers out there. Most of this was from the earlier squall line that went through, but can't rule out maybe some light showers today. A couple more showers on Tuesday, mainly in the afternoon hours near the Virginia North Carolina border. And then again Wednesday, as this area low pressure along the coast gets situated and begins to move to the north and east. Thursday and Friday will be dry across the area, with the next batch of rain perhaps coming in Saturday and Sunday. A lot that we need to iron out here, but certainly can't rule out some light precip, especially across the south, as we progress into Saturday afternoon and through Sunday time frame. Looking a little bit further out, we have the 8 to 14 day outlook that continues to be pretty much near neutral temperature wise for us. We have equal chances of seeing above and or below normal, so right where we should be this time of year. We still are going to remain in this wet pattern that we've seen for the last several days, and that looks to persist with a 40% chance of being above normal in terms of precipitation. Here's a quick look. 82 degrees expected today. With a cooling trend likely as we go on, just because once that wind shifts from the southerly winds, which we're seeing now, to more of a northwesterly wind, we should start to have a bit of a drying trend and a little bit cooling trend as we go into the overnight hours. Overnight lows right around 53 degrees. Tomorrow, a bit cooler, highs around 69 and mostly sunny skies. Can't rule out maybe a late afternoon and evening shower near the Virginia, North Carolina border, but that's going to be mostly to the north there. And by Wednesday, we're expecting showers to be likely, and that is going to be as that cold front sweeps to the south and east and begins to interact with that coastal system. Better chances there are going to be in the Fayetteville and the I-95 corridor. With Wednesday night, we're starting to clear out. And keep an eye on these lows. We're getting back into that middle 30s regime. And if for anybody that's trying to plant flowers after the most recent rains we've had, flowers or plants or anything like that, you may have an opportunity to see some frost form. So maybe holding off until after midweek may be a good idea for any of those that are starting to plan their garden here as we push forward. We should warm up pretty quickly beginning Thursday with high pressure or with high temperatures near middle 60s on Thursday, and even warmer by Friday and as we progress into next weekend. Just a reminder, the wind advisory continues through 4 p.m. this evening, and we could have a couple of wraparound showers, but we shouldn't see any more strong to severe storms today on Monday. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and pause the presentation, and I'll be happy to take any additional questions.